Napoleon once said that a great leader is a normal man doing the average thing when everyone else is going crazy. Eisenhower lived by this saying, always doing what he could to help, and never thinking of himself as special. People loved him for that. Many of his greatest accomplishments happened in times of global unrest and global war. Plus, during his time as leader of America, he did not sway in the political wind. But for a man in a prominent position, he had a very humble beginning. Dwight D. Eisenhower, known as Ike, was born in Abilene, Texas in 1890. He was the third of 7 boys. Even though his parents were poor, he didn't notice. At an early age, he seemed interested in military history. For college, he attended West Point, where he excelled in sports until injuries stopped his football career. When he graduated, he was stationed in Texas as a second lieutenant, where he taught soldiers to use tanks during World War I. After that, he was stationed in Panama. His commanding officer was surprised to learn that Ike had lost his interest in military history because the classes at West Point had been so boring. So, the officer lent Ike some historical fiction books and discussed the strategy used in the battles mentioned in the books, which helped him learn military tactics. A few years later, at the beginning of World War II, a general named George C. Marshall called Ike to D.C. to help in the war effort. He spent most of his time there as a strategist. Throughout the war, Ike slowly rose in rank in the respect of his superiors. Then, in 1943, Ike was given the chance to direct the attack on Sicily, which was a huge victory for the Allies. In 1944, Ike gained total control of the Allied soldiers in Europe and decided to take France from Hitler. He succeeded, essentially beginning the end of the war. When the next presidential election came along, many people wanted Eisenhower to run for president for the Republicans. There's only one problem with that, though. Ike was already a president of Columbia University and did not want to leave. Then, for some reason, he changed his mind and ran for president in 1952. He won a landslide victory. The supreme commander of all of the Allied forces was now the President of the United States of America. But trouble did not stop coming. A senator named Joseph Raymond McCarthy started to feed on Americans' fear of communism by accusing many innocent citizens of being communists, which ruined a lot of people's jobs. However, he went too far and he accused people high in the government. Ike got him censured. McCarthyism was against everything Ike stood for, and it was created by one of his followers. Then, a CIA spy plane, the U-2, was shot down while illegally spying over Russia, right before a peace summit about the Berlin Wall. America's embarrassment and Russia's anger was enough to cancel the peace summit, so a third World War would be avoided. Ike's reputation never fully recovered. Even though Ike never completely fixed America's connection with Russia, he helped a lot. Throughout his presidency and generalship, Ike had gained a name for himself as a strategist, so while his successor, John F. Kennedy, sought his advice on military ideas, such as during the Bay of Pigs fiasco, where a large group of Cuban exiles who were funded by the CIA tried to invade Cuba and failed disastrously. Ike's advice helped sort things out. Considered by all as a military legend, Ike remained involved in military matters until his death on March 28, 1969. His wisdom helped America to win the Cold War with Russia. Dwight D. Eisenhower was a prime example of integrity. He was a man of his word. Throughout his childhood, his parents taught him to be honest. His time as a military commander reinforced his dedication to honesty. His presidential term challenged his integrity, but he stuck to his values. That is why Ike is a beloved figure in history. Integrity is something to hold fast to, even when times are tough. People should follow his example and focus more on character than the number of social media followers. Love integrity. Be like